They were eating tacos earlier. You can spell it.
At best. That's your best case scenario.
Best case. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tacos.
Yeah.
It could have been something worse.
Could be way worse.
Could have been eating shit.
I like the feeling of being softly lit.
I love the feeling of being softly lit because it's the most complimentary.
And you know how you get to see a lot of photos of yourself and they're always in the least complimentary lighting?
That's why I love hanging out with people that know how to take photos and stuff. I see their photos and I'm like holding my breath, and then I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right. That's cool.
Who do you think of our friends can take a photo? Because I don't know if I'm one of them.
No.
No, I don't. I don't think I'm a very good photographer with people in it because I lack patience and I don't particularly care about how the photo turns out.
No, I mean, I do care. I guess that's it.
You care.
You don't care.
No, I don't particularly care.
And you very frustratingly look away from the camera when photos are being taken. And I say frustrating. It's also adorable.
Honestly, I just think it's like, I know my angle. Like if I go...
If you look off with a vacant look in your face.
Not vacant, just like a tiny bit pissed off.
Oh, yeah, like I could be somewhere else.
No, more like some smells in here.
A long time ago, someone said, just like a punch, look past the camera. You know, with a punch, you're supposed to aim at the back of someone's head. Karate, whatever. They do teach that.
Okay.
But with a camera, look at the lens, but 10 feet behind the camera.
1,000-mile stare.
Exactly.
When you punch people, you're punching the back of their head.
You're supposed to, yeah.
I've never punched anybody before.
I have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not a good feeling. I don't feel any kind of satisfaction. Even if you're really angry at someone, I get zero satisfaction from having to do it. But it was always in self-defense. I will say that right away. I'm not going to start anything with anybody. I'm a nice guy.
So, like, in my head, like, if I was to get in a fight, I'd really want to be wearing gloves. I just don't want to feel...
You're going to cut your honest teeth.
I just don't like the feeling of it.
Nobody does. I mean, some sickos do, though. A lot of people actually, like, do get something from it, which is no bueno, but those people are bad. I mean, maybe not. You want to have them on your side if it's on your team. It's horrific, you know. And speaking of horror... We did make a horror film over the summer.
Oh, is this the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I thought we were just talking.
No, this is how we do it.
Oh, okay. Cheers.
Mortal Game.
To
I'm cutting that.
Just put a bleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, censor it out.
We are currently drinking...
Yeah. Thank you to our sponsor for the lovely...
Goes down nice.
I don't even know what this... Like you call this. It's not good.
It's a seltzer.
It's not
an
good.
unnamed seltzer.
Yeah, it's not good.
No longer a client. Mortal Game, how was that experience?
Something that me and you worked on last year. I think we talked about quite a bit leading up to it. It was my whole year trying to get that thing to go.
Yeah.
Just financing, producing. So it was produced by me and a fellow named Paco Alvarez. He'd hate that I used his full name.
Well, maybe bleep that too.
Yeah. And is the first movie I've ever produced fully. I, directed quite a bit. In general, I produced those too, but not all the way through, not the financing side, not the, cost reports and all this stuff. It was just like a test to see if I could actually do it. In June last year, we shot for 20 days, give or take.
Give or take. 20 days. 20 mosquito repellent heavy days.
We shot in the jungle of Hamilton. And yeah, we put together this really kind of fun horror action adventure where a bunch of big game hunters hear about this ultimate prize of the beast that can't be conquered. Everybody has gone to this island before, has never made it back, and they think they're the one to do it. And unbeknownst to them, they're actually set up to fail and get picked off one by it.
They're very used to death, these people. They encounter death, and they're just like, oh shit, someone died.
Doesn't faze them at all.
No.
Because they're tough. They're the toughest people in the world.
Yeah, really cool location, too. The location was awesome.
Beautiful. It was this, house on a lake. We had this forest where you just step off the path and, like, that forest, looks like jungle.
Perfect. That's the scene.
It was great. It was, trying and tiring, and I learned a lot, and we finished a movie, and I think that anytime anybody finishes a movie, you have to be proud of yourself.
My input on that film, because I was only involved primarily in the post world, was that it was shot in Hamilton, but I made it look like it was like the mountains.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the most challenging part for me. And some stuff I was trying, and it just wasn't working.
But that was also kind of a test for you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think that we all got to do something a little bit outside of our comfort zone, try something new, see how it worked. I think we really established like a very good workflow throughout the whole thing, but it was something that we were discovering, you know? We hadn't worked together like that since White Knight
2017.
15.
So was it 2015?
It released in 2017.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And so 2014 was the year that was the fail? So a long time ago, we were slated to make this feature film in 2014. Certain crazy reasons, it fell through. And so that night, this movie takes place on Nuit Blanche. And so that night, we just got hammered and went through the street. And it was a terrible night. It was raining. It was cold.
Yeah, it was kind of cathartic.
It would have been miserable.
Up to that point, I think that was the biggest failure of my life.
You learned a lot from it.
We did it a year later, same date. We got
and
some of the same people, some of the not same people. And we made a movie that was so much better than it would have been if we had done it that year.
Yeah, we had another year to
prep and we weren't
it.
ready. The thing with White Knight was that it was shot over basically one night by 4 different crews, 5 different stories or 7 different stories. I forget, I haven't done the pitch in a while. So, and this is super technical. I don't know if it's interesting at all, but literally I had to keep exporting it to the point where it failed. Go and find that clip, fix that clip, do it again. It took 24 hours.
Yeah.
I was here for 24 hours. I'd wake up every hour, export it again, fix a clip, fix a clip.
That's the magic of the art of digital art, is that things can fail. And the troubleshooting that goes into figuring out what's wrong with this timeline, there's something that's going to kill me in this.
It's the problem solving, right?
It is problem solving. It's a puzzle. And I love that about it.
I remember, because I edited it mostly, but you helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
But like, that was like the first time I put something together of that size. And I wanted to get a tattoo that was the whole timeline. And just like, you know, because it's just ups and downs and all these things. It looks so interesting.
Would you still do that?
Well, I don't know, because like looking back at it now, I realized that would just show how bad of an editor I was. Because your timeline is not supposed to look that messy. It's not supposed to have like 95 audio files and like 17 layers of things. So I would just be like, oh, look, I edited this. And they're like, not well.
Now you have a couple more feature films under your belt that maybe those timelines look prettier.
They do, because I don't do them. I don't edit them.
No, not anymore.
No. I mean, I'm doing projects where I can afford to bring on someone who's better at it than I am. You know, you edited Mortal Game, but you're like, you let me do a pass and sit there. And it was still really fun. It was fun to, like, I enjoy that.
I love collaborating.
Yeah.
I love collaborating with you, too, on music.
Yeah.
Film, art.
Tell us about the music of Mortal Game.
Oh, yeah. So I did also make the music for Mortal Game. And from all of my input on the film, that was definitely my favorite and most fulfilling part, personally, because I am a musician, and I've been a musician my whole life. And this was a chance for me to, like, push myself into something I've never done before.
Yeah.
I've scored my own little tiny little 2-minute videos before, but like
different when it's for someone else.
Definitely. And also trying to like accent a story, make it, you know, it's a horror film, so make it scarier, make it creepier.
You know, obviously the first time doing something at this scale, what would you do differently, and what did you find along the way that was really, you know, helpful to get to the final goal of finishing?
Yeah, what would I do differently? When it comes to music, this is what I'll say is I think that beforehand, having some examples of music for the inspiration, music is extremely subjective.
Yeah.
That is such an annoying thing because, you know, if you're hired for your musical ability, but also your musical sensibilities, there's got to be like an element of trust there because it's so, oh, she's just waking up. Because it's so subjective.
She's up now.
Yeah. I think that I would just want an ultimate amount of control. Isn't that every single musician? Every single musician on the planet says the same thing. I just want all the control.
Yeah, but that is like something that no composer has. The reason I respect composers so much, because by the time you get anything to anywhere, you've already made so many different compromises. You're writing or you're making something for an audience. Like, you've thought about it quite a bit. Music, generally, you're really trying to make something for yourself. You know, music is so personal. So for composers who, now they'll have a producer and a director who might think completely different things, and their job is to make everybody happy, including themselves. That's a hard job.
It is a hard job.
A few minutes later.
It was gold.
The awkward silence was gold when I said something like, "Skinnamarink dinky dink, skinnamarink doo. I
Keep
love
going.
you."
Do the actions.
I don't remember the actions. Are there actions?
Okay, look. You got, I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Man, they're going to skewer me for that. Yeah.
Sharon, Lois, and Bram.
Skinnamarink dinky dink.
Skinnamarink doo.
Yeah.
Wow. We were once children.
Once, a long time ago.
Not that long ago.
No one knows what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, Sharon, Lois, and Bram. This man here is making a documentary about them. A band, arguably the first band that I grew up with.
A lot of people's, too.
Yeah, you could rock right out to them.
A lot of people's first concert, a lot of people's first album.
And they just happened to be a bigger influence on you than they were me because you were so much more involved as a child.
My backstory, basically, I grew up around Sharon, Lois, and Bram because my dad was their musical director. So I was on tour with them a little bit. A couple times I'd sing on stage at a really young age, 7 or 8 years old. I'd be the kid that goes up. I didn't think of it that much. I just didn't think of it as being this kind of big thing. I knew that some people in my school were excited or whatever, but it wasn't this thing that came up. And then I saw them at a party a few years ago, and I'd been thinking about them and, why something that was so important for a lot of our childhoods. We started following them up to this what was supposed to be their last concert, at least Bram's last concert. It's supposed to be the last kind of final thing at the Winter Garden Theater. During that time of following them, we had this huge outpouring of interest and people just wanted to know where they were and if there was new songs. And a lot of people, not us, but people who had children and now are introducing them to Sharon, Lois, and Bram wanted more. They wanted to kind of rekindle that thing from their childhood. So we saw this thing go from something that was maybe almost forgotten and that was super important to something that actually has this amazing lifespan that's going to even outlive them. And, just looking into what they did for our childhood.
Thinking about how many movies were started and I'm sure have been started at a party of all things. Mm-hmm. You were at a party with Sharon, Lois, and Bram. What kind of party was this?
Right, I can't say. I don't know. It's really just kind of opened up my eyes to how important the things we see as children are to us.
You know what's wild is the fact that you're saying all of this, and I think that you and I would be really good fathers.
Do you ever think about that?
I mean, I do think that I would be a good father, yes.
Yeah.
But I won't ever be a father because it's just not something.
You should knock on something.
What's that?
You should knock on something.
I'm not going to be a father. I'm good. I'm a pro at this.
Find some wood and knock on that wood.
I'm not going to say that I don't have some children out there. Any day now, I'm expecting that knock on the door. I open it. Dad? It's coming. I might have a couple of kids out there,
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. But for the most part, I was pretty safe. You know what I mean? I kept it bagged up. I definitely did. It's in your hands. Physically and literally in your hands.
It affects your life. We both don't want kids. It's something that I've known for a while now.
Yeah. Both of our significant others are on the exact same page.
For me, and I'd love to say it's because it's a complicated world and all that stuff. I think I'm just too selfish of a person. I really like my life and I don't want it to change. And I also don't want to be mad at something for changing my life.
And I would argue that does not at all make you a bad person.
I didn't say
That's crazy. No, you didn't. But some people would say, oh, you're as you say, a selfish person.
Again,
denying the world of a life. But listen, we've got a lot of people on the fucking planet. Okay, we have a lot of people. We got more. We don't need to keep this thing going. There's lots of people gonna do that.
It's got political.
Yeah, is it though? I don't think it's political. I think it's very highly opinion based, it's our lives that we're governing at this point.
Isn't it funny though? Because I agree. There is times where I go if I was a parent, this is how I'd do things, and I agree. I think I'd be a really good parent.
Sure.
But I just really enjoy traveling.
Oh yeah.
And
freedom.
freedom.
Absolute freedom is what I strive for the most.
Yeah, the good kind of freedom, not like the politicized freedom.
Yeah, we're not going down that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I am a very free person.
Do not drive a truck.
No, I'm a free person living in a free country, and I love it. We're not getting political.
I mean, you literally just made a proclamation. You were like, there is a baby out there that was not aborted, and it might be mine. So why don't you want a kid?
I never had that innately in me. I never felt like I wanted to have a kid.
Do you think are you good with kids?
Well, okay, so it's funny you say that. I am actually not good with kids.
Okay.
I talk to children like I'm an adult. Honestly, talk to me when you're like 12, 13, when you become like a person. Before that,
He's not interested.
not interested. No. If we can't carry like a conversation like we are having right now, not interested.
If this kid can't be on your podcast, no thank you. Not interested.
Yeah, having a little infant child here trying to talk some shit.
Yeah.
Not going to talk the right kind of shit that I want to hear, you know?
I love seeing you around kids. I think it's hilarious.
Oh, everyone does.
Well, because the thing is that kids and dogs who, Brian has feelings about, both like love Brian. That's the thing.
Dogs love me. Yeah,
Dogs love you.
But I don't love them back. And it's really funny to see these dogs not perceive that I'm not reciprocating at all.
No, I think they do. Dogs are smart. I think dogs see you and they go, this will piss him off.
Yeah. This will piss him off. I'm going to go sniff his crotch.
Yeah, I'm going to sit right in his lap and rub my bum in it.
Yeah. I'm going to try and lick his face.
Yeah.
He'll love it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to win you over, but they're probably doing it in the worst way possible.
Oh, God, the worst way. Don't try to lick my face. Introduce yourself.
I mean, that's across the board.
Not across the board. With humans, anyways.
For everybody, please introduce yourself.
But if you're feeling it, if you're really feeling it, come on over and lick my face, We'll see how I react.
That's my nightmare.
A random person.
Licking my face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were eating tacos earlier. You can smell it.
At best. That's your best case scenario.
Best case. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tacos.
Yeah.
It could have been something worse.
Could be way worse.
Could have been eating shit. We were all thinking it. Because what's worse than tacos? Tacos are pretty good.
Tacos are good.
To eat.
Shit at the bottom.
Yeah, shit's bottom right
Fuck that
there.
list. So that's why I don't let random people lick me.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. I don't think a lot of people are actually eating shit and then coming over and licking my face.
I just won't risk it.
But you let dogs lick your face. You are a proud dog owner.
And the funny thing is dogs are way more likely to be eating shit.
They've been eating shit. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what they're doing.
My kitty here would never, never do that.
I don't know.
No, I know. She would never.
I think that she's just doing it in a different room.
She has so much respect for herself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dogs, zero respect.
I disagree.
Disagree.
I strongly disagree with that. I think dogs have so much respect. They're just so emotionally connected to you as a human. They just go about it in their own dog way. So like their intentions are so pure. All they want to do is make your day. They love you so much they want to make your day, and they think that by eating their own shit and then licking your face is the thing that you like. They're just a little misguided.
They are misguided.
But they're respectful.
The respect part comes from the licking.
Imagine most people like dogs, right?
Most people like dogs.
Yeah. For the main reason, unconditional love.
People love dogs. Like, honestly, I get in the elevator in my building.
Yeah.
And every single time there's someone in there with a dog, going to go walk their dog, and I get in the elevator and they look down at the dog and they look at me. And they look down at the dog and look at me, and I avert my eyes. I am not going to be paying attention to your dog. That's the only thing we have to talk about on this elevator.
You think that person expects you?
Oh, absolutely.
To
acknowledge the dog, look at the dog, talk about the dog. It's all we have to talk about on this elevator ride.
That's interesting. I never had that thought before.
Come on.
No, I mean, most likely it's because I'm already petting the dog.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
But I just never considered that people might need something from you.
Oh, yeah, they expect it. They expect it.
One thing I love about walking a dog, and you're going to hate this, but I love, and this probably goes with what you're saying, I love when I see someone see my dog, Frankie, and smile.
Shut up! Shut up! You stupid mutt!
My dog made someone's day for being a dog, because they're the best.
If your dog is on a good day, if your dog's on a bad day, will bark with the hatred of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, but you probably deserve it.
They were just minding their own business walking along, but like they got it. They got an earful from Frankie.
That's your fault for being weird.
We're just there.
They're there. Tall.
Tall
Or
people.
wearing a hat.
Or wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
Yeah.
cardinal sin in Frankie's world.
Yeah.
Is wearing a hat. And I do wear a hat a
And
lot.
don't like sneak up on her. Remember the time that Phil was eating her dog treats? We're all sitting around a party and Phil's eating these cookies. And he goes, "These cookies are terrible." I'm like, "They're dog cookies." And I swear, he popped one more in his mouth and he was like, "Dog cookies." This is the most Phil story ever.
These treats are terrible.
Chicken and peanut butter.
These treats are awful. Phil, come on. You didn't know from the first bite. Like, how do you not know?
Phil's an inquisitive person. He wanted to make sure.
I made the mistake once of thinking, oh, Bricks would like warmed up food. And I got some like wet cat food and I put it in the microwave and used it for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
And it smelled so
Yeah.
bad. And the repugnant
Yep.
smell, stench, filled the entire apartment.
Yep. Cat food specifically bad.
Mercedes' favorite person in the world.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie, me.
Yeah, you. And then the rest.
Yeah, and they're way down here.
Yeah, they're way down here.
Not
Yeah.
even close.
I know where I sit. It's way down there.
Hey, you're on there though.
I'm on there. I'm on the chart. Mm-hmm. That's something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm clinging to.
Yeah. Oh, can you see the ring? 18 karat gold, motherfucker.
You just got married this year. Are you getting used to not saying, where has my fiance gone? Oh, I've lost my fiance.
Wherever shall she be? Yeah, I hated saying fiance so much.
What do you like saying, wife?
I do. Wife to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use it. It's almost a sharp word.
Yeah.
Wife.
I must be a real person if I convince someone to marry me, right? I think
You're a real person. What, you don't think you're a real person? We're all real people.
No.
There's NPCs, though.
I think most people we know, not real people.
Isn't that the Jehovah Witness ideology where like most people aren't real and they're filler like NPCs and like there's only a certain amount of like real people? A long time ago. I don't either. I'm not saying this is a real thing. I just heard this when I was a kid.
The funny thing is that belief isn't that much dumber than most religion.
Or there's a whole theory like it's just me and I am the only person that exists. And like I'm in virtual reality, and this is all a simulation, and you're just an NPC.
Yeah.
I'm having a pretty good conversation with an NPC though.
That's,
Like, I'm gonna
that's
be
the
real.
Ed Sheeran theory.
Ed Sheeran. Oh, I've heard this from you actually.
Yeah, that we're all actually NPCs in Ed Sheeran's world, and he's the only real person. Because how else would someone with that little talent and that little good looks be the most famous pop star of our generation?
Man, I don't know. I'm in love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a magnet do.
Push and pull like a magnet do.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What a line. Push and pull like a magnet do.
I know.
Does?
Yeah. No. Do.
Do.
Yeah.
That line specifically gets me every
Push and
time.
pull like a magnet do.
But yeah, that's the theory.
I can get behind it. I'm not behind stuffing him crudely into films. Like that Danny Boyle movie about the Beatles. I just don't know why they had to jam Ed Sheeran into the plot line.
Well, and it's
How the
also
fuck?
funny that they're like, Ed Sheeran's like the best writer ever. And he's like, as the best writer ever, I give you my throne. Like he's just like, that's literally,
I know.
you know?
It was really like blowing smoke up this guy's ass.
Like it
Mostly
basically that Ed
is,
Sheeran
yeah.
was the only person since the Beatles who can write a song as good as the Beatles.
As the Beatles. Get the fuck out of
that.
here.
Yeah, no, it's too bad. I wanted to really like that.
You know what Beatles song I fucking hate?
What?
What was that Christmas song?
Oh, that's
Wish you had
Paul
it.
McCartney. That's not Beatles.
Oh, okay, good.
Wonderful Christmas time.
I hate that song.
Simply
Having
having wonderful.
Blow my brains out.
That is the worst song ever
worst
written.
Song ever
Yeah,
written.
I agree.
Anything repetitive like that,
Growing up,
so
I-
asinine.
Growing up around my dad. My dad's a musician. He was like a pretty serious musician. You know.
Yeah.
Funny guy, but like he's a serious musician. And I never saw anything get to him like that song did.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'm not
he'd
alone
be
in this.
walking in the grocery store and he'd be like, fucking Paul McCartney. And he
Yes.
loves Paul McCartney. And he'd
Good.
be like, he loved Wings, you know?
Because Wings is great.
Yeah.
Wings is awesome.
That song is so bad. I mean, Christmas song's a hard thing to write.
Mariah Carey, how'd she do it? You know,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, she's
she can hit like 8 octaves or something. She's got some jams. She can sing. She's got some pipes.
She can sing.
8 octaves?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
That seems like a lot.
It is a lot.
How many octaves can you do?
I don't know.
Try it.
I have a hard time with the low register.
Okay, give me your
I'm
lowest
a tenor.
note.
I'm a tenor.
Give me your lowest note.
Low.
Okay, cool. And then give me your highest note. Oh, yeah. That's actually only 3.5.
I know.
3.5.
I mean, I could sing, but I don't know. I'm not a soprano, and I'm not a bass. I'm a tenor, and I can do alto, but that's it. Strong though. I'm pretty good with my pitch.
Yeah, those 3.5 octaves are strong.
Sure, and
Every
that's all I
note.
give a shit about. Be
Every
strong.
note of those octaves.
Hey, be strong though. Like pitch.
Pitch is important.
If you want to sing, concentrate on pitch. The rest you can refine later. But if your pitch is good, you can sound like shit nasally. But if your pitch is good, you can hide a lot of stuff.
Take that, Mariah Carey. Dated Eminem.
Did she?
I think so.
He doesn't seem like a fun-loving guy.
No, he's not enjoying fame.
Ah, man, I'm gonna go over to Eminem's party. It's like, yeah, will he smile though? No,
No.
he doesn't smile.
Too hard to smile. You ever hear that story of him? He was in a Burger King, and he had gained quite a bit of weight, and he overheard some kids saying, like, hey, I think that's Eminem. And everyone was like, can't be Eminem. He's too fat. And he's like, I gotta change my life.
I'll be real with you. I had a moment like that too. A long time ago, I was on set, and I was with my buddy, Eric Hicks. And it was a Corona shoot. And my buddy, Josh Seaton, I'll never forget it. Both of us had our shirts off. And he looks at me, he's just like, oh, you don't really hit the gym like he does, do you? I was like,
You took that as motivation.
and ever since then, I've been caught up, baby. I've been hitting it. And that was the catalyst.
Nice.
That was literally the catalyst. You son of a bitch, Seaton. You son of a bitch. You keep your opinions to yourself. But actually, I'm stoked you said that because it launched me into my fitness career. I'll say that the secret to longevity is work out every day, drink a lot of water, and have a lot of freaky sex. These 3 things, you'll live forever. Or at least you'll have a good, healthy, happy life.
At least you'll enjoy the time you're alive.
You may go out at 50, but you'll have a good time.